But they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
I'm gonna be honest. That's why I like Trump. He's kind of too real sometimes.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country. The border, all he had to do was leave it. All he had to do was leave it. He decided to open up our border, open up our country to people that are from prisons, people that are from mental institutions.
Harry Biden said that he's going to do a even better job at the border. I was like, no. What you gonna say? Ghostbusters or Kamala Harris?
As if like brave me.
And he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
I mean, if you want to go in that direction, let me show you some losers.
Customers dropping to their knees, held at gunpoint. Some of the staff fleeing to the back. Munoz able to grab her kids and escape.
My mom and my cousin closed the door as I grabbed my 18-month-old baby.
Her mom, Lydia Tena, tried to hit the panic button before one of the robbers attacked her.
They hit her in the back of her head with the gun 3 times. They also hit my cousin Magdalena in the back of the head. She felt like they were going to kill her after they hit her 3 times with the gun in her head. And she, one of the times, tried to move to push the panic button. And they told her that if she moved at all once more that they were going to kill her and they were going to kill my cousin.
Within another minute, cameras in the back capturing 4 more men entering the back door.
They had white gloves and they were all loading their guns.
Munoz says one assaulted her sister who walked into all the chaos.
He grabbed her by her hair, pulled her up the stairs and told her not to move or he was going to kill her. And while he had her face down to the floor, he yanked all of her personal jewelry off.
The 8 men wiping out the store that's been here for 24 years in a matter of 3 minutes.
Everything, they just sort of started putting it in backpacks and duffel bags.
Denver police confirming they are looking for these 8 Hispanic men.
It's organized crime and their accent is from Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't say. They're from Venezuela. I'm not saying all Venezuelan people are the same. They left Venezuela because that kept happening.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And while I'm showing you the video, Joe Biden is debating Donald Trump while tweeting at the same time.
When Donald was president, everything was quiet. We don't live free anymore here in Iguapas in the border. This could not be acceptable anymore.
And it's even worse when other Hispanic people try to Hispanically convince them, hey, it's not like our country. You need to stop doing certain things because they might make you accountable.
You told me on camera that you touched him. I told you from the very beginning, don't touch no one. I said listen to us, okay? You have not listened to us. You think you can do whatever the you want out here, and you can't. Okay, I told you don't touch him. We're here to keep the peace.
Pero
Te dije que estamos aquí para mantener la paz y tú vienes y la empujas, ¿ok? Y aquí tú no puedes tocar a nadie. Estas cámaras están grabando todo.
Ok, pregúntale en su cara si lo toqué. Pregúntale.
Hey, did she touch you?
Yes, sir. All right.
¿Pero por qué? ¿Por qué lo vas a hacer así si yo tengo un hijo? José, por favor.
Let's go.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Did you hear the passion in the guy's voice? Like, I might arrest you. I don't want to do it. And we want peace. And you need to act different in this country. Because you can slap a man, say that you're a mom, empathy for the Hispanic, and we're like, no, it doesn't work here.
Es que estamos aquí para mantener la paz.
And you need to act different in this country, because you can slap a man, say that you're a mom, empathy for the Hispanic, and we're like, no.
55% thought before the debate that Donald Trump would win the debate. 45% thought Joe Biden would win the debate. Look at what the debate did to those expectations.
He goes through 6 days of preparation at Camp David.
More than that.
And they know the
It
rules.
was more than a week.
Okay, so more than a week. They know the rules. He practices with the mics. He knows every one of these questions is coming. And yet he couldn't fill the time. Now, I just want to, let's see what the White House is saying. Sources close to the White House are saying he had a cold, wasn't feeling well. I mean, as you would expect, that came out early on in the debate. But what accounts for someone with so much experience doing so much preparation and this being the outcome?
Honestly, I think the question answers itself. He wasn't capable of doing any better than he did.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
Both colors, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, we're trying to provide housing for Black Americans.
And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
And that is the 33%. But let me show you their honest reaction.
That was painful. I love Joe Biden. I work for Joe Biden. He didn't do well at all. He did not do well at all. And he looked, I'll give you the analysis, you kind of have the old man versus the con man. I can walk you through how I'm supposed to see it and say it, but I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy. That's a good man. He loves his country. He's doing the best that he can. But he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that.
And even though he might want the best for his country, what he's saying doesn't really represent it. Because if somebody says the prices are going up, and he says there is no inflation, Bidenomics, I'm like, bruh.
Close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state is supporting Donald J. Trump. Almost every police group. And what he's done to the black population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. We can't, in the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name.
Yep. Man, hell no.
And he called it to them for 10, and they've taken great offense at it, and now they see it happening.
We significantly increased the number of asylum officers. Significantly, by the way, the Border Patrol endorsed my position.
Obama world people with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic.
They're not like us.
The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble, seeming extremely weak. And I'll just reiterate what I said earlier. President Biden had one job tonight, and it was one primary job. And yes, it was to litigate Donald Trump's, criminality and all of those things, but he had to settle his own party. Mm-hmm. He needed to settle Democrats. Democrats, they always talk about Democrats are bedwetters and Democrats are always panicking. Yes, Democrats are always panicking. They're always scared, right? They're always thinking they're going to lose. Like Democrats are very pessimistic. This is just neurotic. Who they are. They're neurotic.
You're a victim.
But Joe Biden's job was to reassure them tonight. His job was to calm his party, to make them feel that, yes, I can do this. I have 4 more years in me. I have the ability and the stamina and the strength to do 4 more years. He did not do that. He did the opposite of that. He made them more panic.
Yes, because what they saw is 4 more of inflation.
What do you say to those voters who believe that you violated your constitutional oath through your actions and inaction on January 6, 2021, and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I didn't say that to anybody. I said peacefully and patriotically. And Nancy Pelosi, if you just watched the news from 2 days ago, on tape to her daughter, who's a documentary filmmaker, they say, But she's saying, oh, no, it's my responsibility. I was responsible for this because I offered her 10,000 soldiers or National Guard, and she turned them down. And the mayor in writing, by the way, the mayor, in writing, turned it down, the mayor of D.C. I could see what was happening. Everybody was saying they're going to be there on January 6th. They're going to be there. And I said, you know what? There's a lot of people coming. You could feel it. You could feel it, too, and you could feel it. And I said, they ought to have some National Guard or whatever.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
No, there's not a question of how they had been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
Did you maybe push too far?
Are you questioning me?
That's why Bashir says this may be the final straw for the family-owned store that's been here since 2003. Bashir also got this violation notice from the city after the break-in, telling him he has 90 days to fix the damage.
You know, I think we're at the verge to just completely close our shops because the profit is not that great. All we're trying to do is trying to maintain. Everything's expensive, rent is up, employees are high, and then on top of it, deal with this.
I've been laughing since I can remember.
Bashir says he puts what happened at his store earlier this morning squarely on the shoulders of city leaders. He's calling on them to hold criminals more accountable.
You punish the people that work hard, and the people that don't work hard, you don't punish them. That even the people that you're supporting are like, hey, I'm a legal Hispanic. I might be illegal Hispanic. I'm working my ass off. But if you keep helping people that rob, hey man, and making the other people pay, they're going to vote Donald Trump.
Come on, man.
But the whole point is we can't sit here and parse because the average person, and I want everybody at home to think about this, the average person in your life, your father, your sister, your cousin, the person who doesn't watch anything but they did watch this, what are they going to take away? It ain't anything to do with late-term abortion. It is, oh my God, what is going on in front of us?
19-year-old Bernardo Raul Castro Mata entered a Queens courtroom Wednesday in a wheelchair, his right arm cuffed to it.
One of them was shot point blank in the abdomen. One of them was shot in the leg. And yet, despite that, they continued to make the arrest.
He was indicted for shooting NYPD officers Richard Yaruso and Christopher Abreu earlier this month in East Elmhurst as they tried to pull him over while he was on a scooter going the wrong way on a one-way street.
It is alleged that the scooter was unregistered, unlicensed. He was not wearing a helmet.
According to court documents, Mata, who lived in a migrant shelter and remains in custody at Bellevue Hospital, told detectives he's a member of a Venezuelan gang and that guns are smuggled into shelters through food delivery packages to avoid metal detectors.
It is common practice for trendy Aragua gang members to shoot at police officers because Venezuelan police officers shoot at gang members for minor infractions.
But he pled not guilty, claiming the gun wasn't his and it accidentally went off during the encounter with police.
Oh, I'm beating your ass. And I would tell Biden to get this person vote. You just have to tell them, here in America, the cops won't shoot you just like your own country. We will actually help you and give you the ability to rob below $900 and it's all okay. You won't go to prison. But once I get your vote, ooh, it gets just a little spicy because you can still do a few things, but if you become responsible and you open your own store and they rob you just like they do in your country, you have to pay and fix it because we already got your vote.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam jam, turloqueta, verdetta, welcome.